Hi, this is Sophiakarpman, host of Dream Big Podcast show. Place to learn, laugh, and grow.
And this is Olgakarpman. Welcome to the Dream Big Podcast.
And the enchanted land of kind hearts, and the lovely, charming town of Flaw-Free, lived a spirited girl named Sophie. That's me and the cuddly bulldog, Cici. A tale of adventure, kindness, and glee, filled with laughter and lessons. Just wait and see. Our journey began with a toy I held dear, with a bulldog pup named Cici, who wiped away every tear. Through twists and turns, both joyful and blue, I learned valuable lessons that made my heart true. So gather around, big dreamers, and lend me your ear for a tale of embracing quirks far and near. With humor and warmth, we'll giggle and care. An enchanting story of a girl and her dog toy, so rare. Join me today in this delightful place as we explore the power of love and kindness we embrace. Accepting our quirks will become strong and wise. With me, Sophia, and Cici, we'll soar through the skies. Are you ready to embark on this heartwarming adventure? Let's do it!
This is episode 355 of the Dream Big Podcast, and it's time
to dream big!
Welcome to the Dream Big Podcast Show. We're inspiring you to shoot for the moon, take aim and go. We bring to you amazing guests who truly love what they do. Every day they're living their dreams, and so can you. Dream big, take action to reach your goals. Are you pumped yet? It's showtime, let's rock and roll.
Dear Big Dreamers, do you recall the time we celebrated my 50th personal episode right here on this podcast? And maybe you remember how I mentioned there might be a special reward waiting for me? Well, my loving parents surprised me with a trip to Universal Studios, where I could pick up any treasure I wanted worth $50. I thought a lot about it. And since I adore animals, we visited the Secret Life of Pets ride and then the store, where I discovered the most adorable little bulldog. You can see our picture together on our YouTube channel. We'll link it in the description of this episode. That day, I felt like the luckiest girl in the world. I was at Universal. I picked the perfect toy and a carrier. Since she was my celebration toy, I named her Celebration, but Cici for short. And she became my constant companion. A few days later, my best friend came over for a playdate. We took Cici for a ride in my toy car as we giggled and zoomed around. My friend, I can't believe this happened, accidentally crashed into a pipe, breaking it. The water sprayed into the air like a geyser. My friend dashed away, leaving Cici behind. I yelled from the door, "Get Cici!" But she was dashing away quickly, so she didn't have time to grab her. By the time my dad managed to stop the water, poor Cici, she was drenched all alone in the soggy car. Well, not such a big deal, you might think, apart from the broken pipe, of course, but let's save that tale for another day. All that mattered to me was Cici was okay, even if she was so wet. So wet. So I was determined to dry her off. My friend went home. My mom was busy. And I decided to speed the process, by using a blow dryer. Oh, if only I had known. At first, everything seemed fine. But then I moved the blow dryer too close to Cici's fur. I began to smell a hint of burned plastic. I didn't realize it was her. I kept drying her until my mom walked in and warned me.
Sophia, be careful, you might burn her.
Oh no, I burned her. I was very sad. My heart sank. I switched off the blow dryer, looked at Cici, and I saw a rough patch of fur near her eye. Oh I turned off the blow dryer, looked at her, and right by her eye, I noticed a rough patch. My heart felt heavy, and emotions started bubbling inside of me. I grew more and more upset, mainly mad at myself for letting this happen. To others, it seemed like nothing. They could barely see it. But to me, it was a gigantic rough patch, and I couldn't help but cry. I really didn't know what to do. My first thought was to go back and return her. But Mom didn't have the receipt or the tag. She tried to comfort me, telling me that even though I thought Cici was damaged, she was just fine and no one else could see anything.
It was true. Even though it was a big deal for Sophia, and we acknowledged that, to her, it seemed like a huge rough patch by her eye. But to us, it was just a little teeny tiny dot that no one could see. We showed it to Eva, and she could not see anything. She couldn't understand what was the big deal all about. But we knew it was very important for Sophia, and it was a big deal to her.
And Mom gently reminded me that Cici was still perfect. Even though with her imperfection, she was still beautiful and unique. And I would love her even more with her distinctive looks. But in that moment, I could hear any of it. All I wanted was a perfect toy back.
You see, big dreamers, our brain is like a marvelous supercomputer that controls how we think and feel. And inside our brain, there are special chemicals. You heard this already on our podcast. They called serotonin and dopamine. And when we're upset, the levels of those chemicals very often change. Serotonin is often called feel-good chemical because it helps us feel happy and calm. And dopamine is another vital chemical that plays a role in how we experience pleasure and motivation. So when we're feeling sad or stressed, our brain might produce less of these feel-good chemicals. This can make us see the world through a gloomy lens, making all the situations around us appear worse than they truly are. Big dreamers, it's not unusual for kids like Sophia and you to feel strong emotions about things that we grown-ups sometimes think they're small. And it's not okay for us grown-ups to make it small, right? So it's important to acknowledge your feelings, and it's important to know that all feelings are okay. And here are some gentle steps that we all can take to help ourselves or friend when we are feeling upset or friend feeling upset. First of all, remember, it's okay to feel. Bad emotions, good emotions, it's all labels. We talked about it so many times on the Dream Big podcast, and I will link other episodes in description below. And for you, it's remember that it's all right to be upset about something. For you, it's a big deal. Maybe you damaged your lovely stuffed animal, or maybe you lost it. Our feelings matter. And it's important to let ourselves feel them without anyone saying we should just get over it. So if anyone will tell you to get over it, please let them listen to this podcast and remind them that these are your feelings and you want to live through them for a little bit and you want to feel them and know that in that moment you are totally fine and you're okay. Second, it's also important to share your feelings. Talk about your feelings with someone you trust or express them through drawing, writing, singing, performing. Sharing our feelings can help us understand them better. And it's nice to have support from friends and family, right? So please share and express yourself. Tell people how you feel and try to name those feelings. Third, it's important to solve problems together. Think of ways to fix what's bothering you. If it's a broken toy, see how you can fix it together. If it's a lost toy, maybe parents or guardians can help you post in social media groups if you lost it in a local store or at school. Solving problems helps us feel more in control, and it shows us that we can solve problems with anything. We can be creative, we can think outside of the box, we can put our effort into solving the problem and not just forgetting about it. Last but not least, it's important to continue to have fun. After talking about your feelings and finding solutions, try doing fun activity or hobby to take your mind off things. This can help you feel better and bring back your happy feelings because you're increasing feel-good chemicals in your body.
So in my situation, all I wanted to do was return the toy. I was so upset that I didn't even want to do my favorite class, swimming. But my parents knew swimming class could help me take my mind off of things. As I was doing the class, I felt more happy as I was splashing in the water. I felt it was fun, and I felt really good about it. Also, I can do flips and all that stuff that makes me really happy because I don't get to do it very often. The exercise was helping me to forget about all my worries. I started to enjoy myself, but by the time I finished my class, my mood had improved. I realized that sometimes when you're feeling sad or upset, doing something fun and active can help us shift our focus and make us feel better. So my dear big dreamers, remember that the next time you're feeling down, try doing a fun activity. You enjoy swimming or like playing outside. It might just be the things that help you feel better and get your mind off troubles. So when I got back, I hugged my Cici, and I really knew that nothing and nobody would notice it. I mean, it's a little patch. That's what my mom told me, and I know it's true now. At least I'm happier and better. And now you can be too. And even if it's not perfection, it's good how it is. And now she's specialer from all the other toys that were in that shop. Oh, also I forgot to tell you this little part. When I got home, I told my sister about the spot, and she said it's just the stitching. So I was worrying about nothing. So my dear big dreamers, I'm glad I could share my story with you. Always remember, even when things don't go as planned or we feel upset, there's hope and a change to learn and grow. Embrace your imperfections and know they make you unique and special. And when you're feeling down, try to do something fun to lift your spirits. I'm so grateful that you could be on this journey with me. And I can't wait to share more adventures and lessons together. Keep dreaming big and let's continue to reach for the skies.
Thank you so much, Sophia, for sharing your personal story. I have to tell you, big dreamers, it takes a lot of courage to decide to share this with you because she knows that thousands and thousands of people will hear it. But it was her decision, and she said, Mom, if I learn this valuable lesson, then I'm sure big dreamers can learn from it as well. So if you did like this episode, please let Sophia know, and you can send us email, olga@dreambigpodcast.com. Of course, you can show us your love and appreciation by leaving us 5-star review on iTunes. You can simply go to dreambigpodcast.com/iTunes or just follow the link in the description of this episode. We also have YouTube channel. Please join us, subscribe, and like our videos. We have a special section podcast, and we are on YouTube Kids. So it will be easier for your kids to always have access to our show. And of course, we would appreciate if you share our podcast with your community, friends, family, with your school class. I know that a lot of kids and adults can benefit from it. That's why we keep doing what we're doing. We love it, and we appreciate your support. Thank you so much. And on this wonderful note, I think we can wrap up this episode. Right, Sophia?
That's all for today, big dreamers. This was Sophiakarpman
And Olgakarpman.
reminding you that you have unlimited potential. Your dreams are not optional. You need to make them essential. So take massive action and turn those big dreams into reality. Live with passion the way life was meant to be. See you next episode. Bye.